I'm not usually a fan of hiding vegetables in dishes and calling it something like, for instance, fettuccine Alfredo. But today, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it because we came up with such a great recipe for fettuccine Alfredo using cauliflower to replace most of the cream that I don't even really feel like it's hiding the vegetables. The cauliflower stands in for the cream in such a delicious, great, healthy way that I'm not even considering it hidden. So to start off with, you want to cut up 1.5 pounds of cauliflower, obviously removing the core. Fettuccine Alfredo usually has about 1.5 cups of cream and like a stick of butter or something ridiculous like that. This recipe only has a tablespoon of butter, a tablespoon of cream, and then a lot of the creaminess is replaced by pureed cauliflower. 1.5 pounds of cauliflower. That's basically a small head. It might be slightly more than the pound. This one was actually about 2 pounds before I trimmed it. Exacting measurements not so necessary here. So have a large pot of water boiling for your pasta and then a second pot to cook your cauliflower and make your sauce in. Cauliflower is going to get cooked in a combination of 1 cup of non-fat milk and 1 cup of chicken broth. Low sodium chicken broth, low fat. Just combine the cauliflower and the liquid in a pot. And then what you want to do is you want to simmer them together. So bring it to a boil first and then reduce it to a simmer and cook it covered until the cauliflower is tender. Then you're going to remove 3 cups of it and cook the rest until it's really, really soft. That'll take a total of about 14 to 15 minutes. While that's cooking, you can cook your pasta. I have salted boiling water. Add 3/4 pound of fettuccine. It's fettuccine Alfredo after all. You really should start this when the cauliflower is almost done. It only takes about 11 minutes for fettuccine to cook and about 15 minutes total for the cauliflower, so you do the math. So after the cauliflower has cooked, I have some of it here. It's 3 cups that I removed. It was tender but not falling apart. And then I left the rest in the pot cooking until it got really, really soft so that it could be pureed. It needs to be tender enough that you can sort of mush it with the back of a spoon. And there should be about 1.5 cups of liquid left in the pot for pureeing to make the sauce. If there isn't, you can always add a little bit of pasta water to supplement. It needs to be blended with about 1.5 cups of liquid. So if there's 1.5 cups left in your pot after you cook your cauliflower, then you can just go ahead and use that. If you need to, you can add additional liquid from the pasta cooking liquid. I actually love the way that cauliflower tastes when it cooks like this. It gets really sweet. Have you ever noticed that? I know I'm gonna need to add a little bit more pasta liquid, so I'm gonna get some now. Get a little bit of that, and then drain the pasta because it's also done. No overcooked pasta here, guys. Now continue over here. Add 2 tablespoons of parm, light on the parm. I mean, you can always add a little bit more if you want to. And then some salt, about a teaspoon. I'm gonna start with a little bit less. Cover it up. I like to remove the top part when I have hot liquids in there and then cover with a towel. Alrighty, then add a tablespoon of heavy cream, just 1 tablespoon. Puree that just a little bit. Done. Now combine everything together. So take your pasta, add that back into your pot. You may need to reheat this just a little bit. Add a cup of frozen peas. Add a cup of frozen peas that have been thawed. A tablespoon of butter. And then the cauliflower mixture. Add your cauliflower. This looks really nice and smooth. Cauliflower blends up so smooth. You kind of won't even believe it because when you cut it up, you think it's never going to be smooth. And then it is. It's an interesting texture. And by interesting, I mean fantastic because it adds so much great creaminess to dishes without adding any fat. All right. Stir everything together. If it seems too cool, reheat it. If it seems too thick, add a little pasta water. I think maybe it could use a little bit. It's pretty thick, but Alfredo sauce can be really thick. This seems just on the verge of floppy, which I don't want, so a little bit of pasta water. Add the reserved cauliflower. This is the not hiding it part of having a vegetable pasta, standing in for a cream pasta. Maybe some pepper, And you're done. You can reheat this if you feel like it's gotten too cold. Put it back on the stove for just a few minutes and stir it over medium heat. Serve it up. I hope you've been enjoying Lightened Up Italian Week, and stay tuned for lots more great Lightened Up Italian recipes. You might just stop at this one though, because it's so delish. Don't stop, keep watching. We're serving up lightened up Italian food all week. Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click here if you want to subscribe, and click over here if you want to continue watching more great videos like this.